to another dog fooding session. For those who are not familiar, this is where I try to use a Web3 product, protocol or DApp without knowing anything about it to see how new users would find their way and how user-friendly it is to use this stuff. This time we're testing Syncra, a toolkit or UI to create DAOs. I don't know anything about it or who's behind it, but I'm interested in checking it out. It seems like it's got quite the user base already. So let's take a look. I'm logged in with my Polkadot account here through Talisman, so that's the only thing I did. I don't know of any other requirements or any other things I can do here. So let's explore. First, let's take a look at creating our DAO. So looks like it's asking me for some basic information. So let's make a .leap DAO and see if we can set that up. .leap is Polkadot's fortnightly newsletter, websites, paragraph xyz/.leap, save. So we can have multiple websites. All right. youtube.com/.leap. All right, let's save these two. Go to the next step. Next up, we are asked if we want the DAO to be token-based or wallet-based. So token-based means that there's going to be a PSP22 governance token, which is basically the ERC20 of the Polkadot ecosystem, but built in ink, if I'm not mistaken. And we can use an existing token, or we can use a brand new governance token to mint here. Wallet-based means it's a closed whitelist type of DAO, where I assume it's democratic. Every wallet you add has the same amount of voting power, but there's no token. So there are very clear problems with each of these approaches. Token-based is pure plutocracy, which means that if you buy a lot of the token, then you will be the king of this DAO. Wallet-based is basically an oligarchy, a pre-selected set of people who make all the decisions. What would be ideal here is to use decaying categorical meritocracy so that you have this kind of categorical system with categories, and as you perform some actions in a given category, you earn merit in those categories. As you use your merit to vote, you gain more merit, and your vote is worth more than the vote of a person with less merit. However, the decay here comes into play when you don't actually use your merit, and over time it decays. This makes sure that you have to use your account if you want to keep it. This also makes sure that there's no first mover advantage. A starting whale will not keep advantage forever and will not remain king forever. This also makes sure that the DAO constantly has a flow of fresh blood as new users come in and are by default more interested in participating than those who were here for a while and might be getting jaded or tired of it. Additionally, these merit points are not transferable, so there's no trading, no plutocracy. You literally have to work for your vote to matter. This is the only fair way to do on-chain voting. There is no other way that will be even remotely successful. All right, so in this case, let's say that we want this to be token-based, and we are going to launch a .leap token here. Even though the .leap token already exists on Asset Hub, let's make another one here as a testnet. So we have the leap symbol. Let's make 18 decimals, which is kind of the standard. Token receivers. Why do I have to define this up front? I don't know, but I will just say for now that it's going to be the address that I'm logged in with, and this address can also mint new tokens. So for starters, let's just do 1 million tokens for this address, and the minter will be this. I hope this can be changed later. Let's see. Next, we have to define the voting rules. So how much of the minimum percentage of total token supply is required to participate in a vote for a proposal to be considered valid? This is kind of like the support percentage needed in OpenGov on Polkadot's open governance. So if there's a proposal and you set quorum to 10%, but only 5% of token holders show up to vote, this proposal will fail by default. The minimum percentage of the overall voting power necessary to permit the creation of a proposal. This, I don't really understand what it is. We'll find out. Minimum voting period in hours, how long the proposal will be open for voting, and maximum how long it can stay open for voting. Voting delay is a minimum time gap between creating a proposal and opening it for voting. This is useful if you need to have a discussion before opening the proposal for the voting process. And the execution delay will implement a delay once a proposal passes. The actual enactment of whatever it's doing, like token distribution or a runtime upgrade or whatever, will be delayed by this much time. So there are also voting strategies here. You can pick different types of voting strategies. I want to pick both because I like both, so let's do that. Let's also say that 10% of the quorum is required. Proposal threshold, I wish there was some default recommended value because I don't really understand what this means, so I'll put 10 here as well. Minimum voting period will be 24 hours. Maximum voting period will be, let's say, 72 hours. Actually, minimum voting period, let's say 2 hours. Oh, it cannot be less than 24. All right then, 24. Voting delay will be, let's say, 1 hour, and the execution delay will be 24 hours. Now, next, we have a review of stuff that we've done, but then the UI tells us not enough tokens. This is not very helpful because I don't know which tokens I need and what I don't have enough of or how to get them. So mission failed in this case. All right, let's see if I can get some insight from their blog. Let's see, so this is from February and I would probably need some LF0 tokens. Try our product here. Yes, I tried, but there's no tokens to be had. So let me see. This is it. I don't see any faucet here, any way to get any tokens. So let's see if we can find. I assumed that I would find some information in Discord, but there is no force of nature or God in the world that would make me use Discord. So let's look at their Telegram group. Okay, Telegram. So we have here Syncra. There we go. Let's join this group. And now let's explore. First, I would like to, okay, this is just incredibly annoying, but let's do this. So let's try and find a faucet. No faucet mentioned in this group. This will create a Syncra bot. All right. F0 module Dogfood. We can try it here. Okay. So while we're exploring the platform some more, I'm going to ask for some tokens here. So let's go back to Syncra. Let's grab the address we used for this, and then let's ask. Meanwhile, let's check out the other corners of this platform. So this doesn't work. Let's take a look. We have Syncra opened here as well. So let's take a look at the existing DAOs here. Statistics we have. Okay, well, this is obviously easy to inflate, so nothing to be taken seriously. Explore DAOs. Let's see one that is reasonably popular. A filter would be nice here to filter by type of voting to filter by number of proposals, number of members, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll find something. So there's a few of them with a few proposals. Nothing really too notable. These all seem like throwaway tests for farming points for an airdrop, which would explain why there's so much quote-unquote activity on the network. So I'm assuming that most of these were made by the same dozen people or so to farm points or whatever. So let's just check the first one here with many proposals. Token based LF0 testnet, quorum percentage is 5, proposal 4 is proposal percentage is 5, voting delay 1 hour, minimum voting, maximum voting, this is all fine. Delegate vote or interact with ASIN. What is this? Okay, so we have the token contract address here, total supply, and your balance. Interesting. So you can interact with the token for this DAO right from their UI, which is really cool. Not sure how to get it though, so not sure what to do about that. So there's, okay, the dashboard screen will list all the proposals, some information about the DAO, basic description, links, and whatever else. Proposals will be a dedicated screen with actual proposals submitted. Right now I'm seeing that all of these have been rejected. These are all obviously test proposals. And treasury, members, and settings is unavailable right now. I'm assuming that these features are coming later. If I go into this proposal here, I can vote if the vote is active, but this ended in November of 2023. Now it would be cool if I could somehow filter by active proposal DAOs here, so that I can actually, you know, see one that has an active proposal, but right now this is not possible. Okay, now let's take a look if we can connect to LF0 testnet here somewhere. I would assume this is on West End, no. Rococo, no. I just realized that there's no search in the network selection, so it's not that easy to find, but we can do it. Let's see here. Kusama, is there something in Kusama? There is not. They're all alphabetic, so it should work live. Oh, test networks. Look. Hold on. Test networks. LF0. There we go. Let's connect to LF0. Check our accounts, and hey, look, I actually got some tokens from the chat. Thank you, chat. Awesome. I need to unlock my wallet. Cool. Update. All right. Thank you, Przemek, for the donation of the Syncra tokens. Well, great. Now we can actually test the platform. So let's just go back and forward and hope that it yes, I have tokens now. Okay, great. Now select both types and let's create the DAO. Preparing the data. Talisman will propose to store this transaction, and whoop, not enough tokens. All right, transaction in block. Let's go. Confirm. Okay, we have a DAO. Fantastic. So we now have this DAO. We can interact with the .lib token. We have the ability to transfer tokens. This is probably some debug text. Okay, so these are very basic. This is essentially reading the metadata of the contract and just turning it into a very rudimentary UI. Really useful for quick operations, nothing more than that. The websites are here. Favicons have not been loaded in, so this is something that the team might want to work on, but let's try and make a new proposal right now. So I'm gonna put in a basic voting here. Weighted voting is so a voter can vote on multiple answers, whereas here it's yes, no, and abstain. Well, makes sense. All right, so the question is, so you would set up the basic information about the proposal here, and rather than make usually you would do, let's see if you can actually, actions are coming soon. So you can't actually make anything automatically execute based on the outcome of the proposal. That's coming soon. And this is what's going to actually set this platform apart from DAO platforms in Ethereum. So Ethereum has completely unenforceable governance. Even when you have something like the snapshot vote or regular DAOs in general, you are just basically polling your members. You're not really obligated to actually do what they vote on. And the team can just say, nope, no, we're just not going to do what you voted on. But if you add an action to a proposal, once the proposal is executed successfully, that action cannot be cancelled. The developers do not have a choice to back out. If the community voted for something, then that something will get executed automatically, and this is why actions on DAO votes are so important. So I look forward to testing this when it's available. For now, all we can do is really make just a rudimentary poll out of this. So let's just do Solidity versus Ink. Let us know which one you prefer. The battle between Solidity and Ink is one for the ages. Let us know your preference so that one can win all future blockchain programmability. All right. Proposal time, how much time voting will take? Well, I don't know, let's say 24 hours, that's fine. And if I go next, now I have the preview and review of my proposal, but then we run into this blocker. So my token balance is 1 million leap. I currently have the full supply. The spend allowance is 0 leap, which means that this application is not authorized to spend any of my leap. I need to, deposit or lock 100,000 or 10% to create the proposal, which is good because it guarantees skin in the game from people who are proposing things. And I have 0 available unlocked balance because I have not approved the contract to use any of my leap. So now I can increase by this much. This is great to have this shortcut button here. All right, this worked really well, really quickly. So now I have the current spend allowance and I can create the proposal. That's great. Okay, transaction is getting prepared, proposal created, view the proposal. And we now have the voting, which is announced. We know that, so this individual proposal page does not actually say when the voting will start, it's just announced, and it doesn't say when the voting period begins. We have set it to be, I believe, 1 hour of discussion. Voting delay is 1 hour, yeah. So in 1 hour, this proposal can be voted on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll go back into that Syncra chat. I will distribute some of the leap tokens for this test, and I will ask people to vote on this proposal once it opens up. And then I'll record the second section of this video, come back and come up with a conclusion. Meanwhile, before I do that though, let's create a weighted proposal as well, so that we have 2 things to vote on. But let me just first try and interact with the token. Aha, okay, so yes, indeed, 10% of my allowance has been locked in the system during this proposal. This is good because it prevents proposal spam. So let's make a new proposal. It's a bit slow in terms of UI, so I hope that can be improved. Weighted voting option. Okay, so now we can put options in, and these proposals are, looks like they are just polls, so there's not even going to be actions based on these, it seems. Okay. Voting options. So option 1 is burger. Option 2 is burrito. And option 3 is going to be just a glass of water. So pick a meal for today. I know, it's dumb, but it's just a test. Yes, come on, do it again. And proposal time, 24 hours. Next. I now need to increase my allowance by another 100k because my original 100k is locked because of the previous proposal. So now I've increased my allowance, and now I can create a new proposal. So now 20% of my entire balance will be locked in the system, which means that I can only make a maximum of 10 proposals, and that's only if I don't want to vote on anything else, I think. So let's view this proposal that's been created. Okay, we now have these options. Again, voting has been announced. All right, I'll distribute the tokens, the community will vote, and I'll report back with the findings. What the status is of our DAO. If we go to home and try to find our DAO, it is not on the landing page. We have to search for it. Luckily, the search works really well. And so now we can enter our DAO to check it out. We have here a list of active proposals, and this is one gripe that I have with this UI, is that I would love to see the status of the proposal here, like a really brief overview of how it's trending, how people are voting, what the turnout is, and what it looks like in terms of passing or failing, whether or not it's positive or negative so far, or which option is currently preferred. There's a lot of empty space on these frames, and it seems like it would be good to have some sort of status here, just like on this screen as well. This is too much empty space. A lot of useful information can go here without us having to click into the proposal and wait for it to load like this. You can see this delay. It's quite annoying if you want to browse through the website really quickly. So we've had some votes on Solidity versus Ink. I have foolishly, mistakenly put it as a binary option, but a binary option of choices rather than yes and no. So it's kind of ridiculous, but it's a testing phase, so it's fine. So some people have voted yes on Solidity versus Ink, which I'm gonna take to mean that Solidity wins over Ink. I can try and vote. So now I have here locked on my proposal is 100k, and now I can choose yes with, let's say, 50,000. So I will lock 50,000 leap in this proposal, and now I have submitted my vote, and we now have 56,000 on yes. Simple enough, really, nothing more to it. And if I now check my allowance, my balance, let's take a look at that, interact with .leap. So I have here, my balance is 820,000 from 1 million. So I've sent 30,000. I've sent 30k to 10k each to 3 different people. That means that 150 is gone. So why 150 if I've submitted 2 proposals and voted on 1? Well, you only get charged for so if you want to make a proposal and the proposal threshold to make it is 10%, then all you have to lock into the system is that 10%. You will not have to lock 10% for each proposal. This is different from what I originally thought it was. So I've made 2 proposals, but it only locked 100k, and it would keep only 100k locked indefinitely, no matter how many proposals I make. It then additionally took 50k, locked my extra 50k for that vote that I just cast. So now I'm going to try and add 20,000 to the other vote, to the other proposal. Let's see, you can see that the UI is kind of slow, and it would be nice to have a little bit of a faster interaction. So let's go with, oops, now this proposal went down in the list, so I misclicked. Let's switch. So let's pick a meal for today. So someone wants a glass of water, someone wants a burger. I want a burrito with 20k. And so, of course, because I'm the whale and this is a plutocratic system, my vote will win. This is what I said. This is why I said that the decaying categorical meritocracy system is much better for any on-chain governance, because it's whale resistant and oligarchy resistant. This just makes the richest guy control the room. So now let's see what my locked balance looks like. It's really good how really quickly it just logs the vote, and there's very little to do, no additional approvals, very smooth UX flow. I like it. So it looks like no matter how many proposals you vote in, the maximum vote that you've cast in one of them can include all the other votes if they're smaller on any other proposal. So I've voted with 50k on one and 20k on the other, but the 20k still is less than the original 50k, so I did not have to lock an additional 20k. So my remaining tokens have stayed unlocked, and I can use them for other stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's all you can do here for now. I do wish that they added these brief peeks into the proposal so I can see how they're doing. I also wish they added some Web3 native discussions here so that people can actually discuss the proposals and not just wait for the voting to begin. I would probably go with something reasonably native to Web3, like Grill app, which is also already in the Polkadot ecosystem, so it can easily be connected with these accounts, one to the other. And they are looking for integrations to work with. So this would be a, grow the pie for everybody kind of action if they integrated a Grill app. So I hope they do. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty rudimentary for now. So I'm gonna have to retest once they add some new features, once they improve the platform a little bit. But for now, it looks like a nice start to creating DAOs in the Polkadot and general substrate ecosystem. So I wonder where it's gonna go next. Thank you for following along, and yeah, remember to try and test out these apps that we're testing here, and help the teams get some feedback, because this type of over-the-shoulder feedback from new users is really valuable for people who are building these applications, especially in an industry where almost nobody even uses the products they build. They really do need external feedback. Help them, help you, help us, everybody. See you in the next one.